Hey, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for the AFCON semi-final. The Lions of Teranga. The Lions of Teranga against the Pharaohs. And it's Liverpool's legends, Salah against Mané. It's Marmoush against Iliman and Dai. It's a really, really big game. And I'm really not sure what to make of it, because it doesn't really matter now at this point, just for those who are, there's quite a few Everton fans who are very much, I hope that Senegal lose so that Ndiaye comes home and Gana Gueye comes home. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter, because even if they lose at this point, they still have to play a third place playoff. So they aren't going to come back any sooner. They're at the point now where these players, whoever they play for, they are going to be They're gonna be coming home after the third place playoff, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, listen, it's gonna be a good game, hopefully. On Permo, there he is. How's it going, the ADHD gamer? Hey Key, good to see you, lad. Good to see you too, mate. How's things? Mucker 1993. You remind me a bit of the shark in Shark's Tale. Is it Lenny? Is it Lenny, the shark in Shark's Tale? Not Bruce from Finding Nemo. The ADHD gamer says this should be a great match to see. I'm up really early here for it. What time is it there? Oh yeah, you must be up early. Fair play. Dedication for you, that. Right, let's see what everyone on TikTok saying. First off, let's go through the lineups. The lineups are on the screen over here. If you want to check the lineups out, you absolutely can do. That's totally fine. But the lineups are as follows for this one. It is for Senegal. It is Edouard Mendy in goal. It's a back four of Diatta, Koulibaly, Niakate, and Diouf. Moussa Niakate, of Lyon. Diouf of West Ham, Koulibaly, who's now out at Al Hilal, formerly of Chelsea, formerly of Napoli, fabulous player. Crépin Diatta of Monaco. He's more of a fullback / wing-back. Plays in midfield occasionally for Monaco as well. In midfield, it's Pap Gueye of Villarreal, formerly of Marseille. He's been on fire in this tournament. He's done really well. Idrissa Gana Gueye of Everton, of course, and formerly of PSG. An absolutely unbelievable midfielder, Idrissa Gana Gueye. And Habib Diarra of Sunderland, who's finally got back fit. It feels like Habib Diarra has not really played all that much for Sunderland since he came in. He was an incredibly important signing when he came in from Strasbourg. Big money signing. And he's played 5 games all season in the Premier League. So Sunderland will be keen to get him back. But he starts tonight for Senegal in midfield with Gueye and Gueye. The two Gueyes and Diarra. And then up front, it's Ndiaye, Nicholas Jackson, and Sadio Mané, the big danger men there, the 3 danger men for Senegal. For Egypt, it is El Shenawi in goal. Mohamed El Shenawi, the veteran of the Egyptian side, 37 years of age, plays for Al Ahly in the Egyptian league. At the back, it's Rabia, Ibrahim, Hani, and Fatou. Again, most of those focused very much in the Egyptian league. You've got Al Ahly for Yasser Ibrahim, Zamalek for Ahmed Fatou. Hani also plays for Al Ahly, and Rabia plays for Al Ain. Al Ain is in Qatar, though, aren't they? Are they in Qatar or are they in Saudi? I forget where Al Ain is. Fatih in midfield, who plays for Al Wakra. Hossam Abdelmaguid, who also plays for Zamalek, and Marwan Atia, another player from Al Ahly. And then it's Imam Ashur, who is a player who is very, very well known in Europe, having played previously for Midtjylland. He is a very talented player, although he came to Midtjylland as kind of a young star. He didn't quite fulfill it. He moved back to the Egyptian league. He is going to play in that number 10 role behind Omar Marmoush and Mohamed Salah. So yeah, and those two need no introductions, do they? I don't think Marmoush has had a particularly good tournament in the AFCON. I don't think he's been particularly good. I mean, he scored against Ivory Coast. Scored the winner against Ivory Coast, of course, didn't he, in the end? But yeah, I'm not sure Well, no, not the winner, the opener. Sorry, the opener against the Ivory Coast. But for me, no, I don't think he's been particularly good in this tournament so far. But Mo Salah, as always, decisive. Mucker says, got my Christmas party today on the 14th of Jan. Why so late? ADHD Gamer says, this should be a great match to see. I am up really early here for the ADHD Gamer at 5:30 a.m. Wow. Lloyd Malunga says Senegal 2, Egypt 1, and Becky Loveth Abel says, what time is Nigeria playing today? Nigeria play Morocco in the other semi-final, and that is at 8 p.m. UK time. So, whatever time it is where you are in the world right now, plus 3 hours and 20 minutes. So, yeah, it kicks off at 8 o'clock. No, 4 hours and 20 minutes. Come on, Key, wake up. No, 3 hours and 20 minutes. 3 hours and 20 minutes is what time it kicks off. Joe, how's it going? Clarky, I think Ahmad has a better AFCON than Omar. Yeah, I think Ahmad's definitely. Mucker 93 on paper, I think Senegal win this. I would think so too, yeah. Sarah, how's it going, Sarah? Lovely to see you as always. Come on, Egypt. Yeah, I'm rooting for Mo Salah as well, I've got to say. Listen, I like Senegal an awful lot, and I think it will be Senegal that wins it tonight, but I'm rooting for Mo Salah. Of course I'm rooting for Mo Salah. It would mean an awful lot to Salah, to Egypt, if they were to win the AFCON. So, yeah, I'm rooting for Salah. Callum says Senegal 2, Egypt 3, and then later on today, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. Ryan, Arsenal, Chelsea tonight, Key. Yep, we'll be live for Arsenal, Chelsea straight after this one, pretty much. And literally, Trennan says, hey, Key, how are you today? I am very, very good, mate. Really looking forward to this one and then the Arsenal-Chelsea game straight after it. If you're new around here, you haven't yet, make sure you've clicked like on the live. Make sure you've subscribed. I am live every single day watching games of football with you. So, yeah, make sure you've liked, followed, and subscribed. Igwe Chidera says Nigeria will win. And Sarah, I'm good, thanks. And yourself, Key? I am absolutely shattered. Terrible night's sleep last night for a variety of reasons. Stuff going on outside in the street, believe it or not. Nothing to do with us, but it just a crazy cats and stuff going on. Yeah, it was mad. But yeah, kept me wide awake. So yeah, I've not slept very well. I'm probably going to be talking broken biscuits tonight. I'm getting through today on water and just trying to stay alert. Mucker says Arteta only to win the Mickey Mouse energy drink trophy. Come on, Chelsea and Egypt. Joe says, say what you want. I don't give a toss about yesterday. Behave yourself. Of course you do. Newcastle absolutely gutted about that. 2-0 defeat against City yesterday. And I think that's the tie bit pretty much over, isn't it? ADHD Gamer says, I also think the Morocco v Egypt final would be an interesting match to see prior to the World Cup. It would, yeah. Two North African sides going at it. I do think Morocco... I think it's going to be Nigeria against Senegal final, I do. I think Nigeria, Senegal are going to be the two that make it, in my opinion. Mucker, talking broken biscuits, normal stream then, Key. You're right, though. You are right, yeah, it's definitely the case. A cup is a cup, says Sarah. That's true, hey, especially to Arsenal. Timbo, I slept like 3 hours last night. I had to resort to drinking Monster to get through work. Oh, I won't touch that stuff. I can't touch that stuff. Makes me worse. But I've got to try and get through two streams tonight. Not get through. Get through makes it sound like it's going to be a chore. I'll absolutely love watching football no matter who's playing and how much sleep I've had. But I've got to try and get through it without appearing like I've lost my marbles. Steve says, man, the chat is growing every stream. This is so cool to see. Mate, this is small numbers right now. We generally break 200-300 plus on AFCON streams, so I'm pretty sure maybe I'm wrong, but as the game goes on, it might get bigger and bigger and bigger. We have a really, really good AFCON interested audience here as well, so it's really cool to see. The AFCON's been fantastic for the channel. It's been fantastic to watch, hasn't it? The ADHD gamer, Arsenal don't get many. They'll be happy with the trophies they can win. And Steve says, got to get through them, Key. It'd be a real job now. No, it is. Well, it is. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely a real job now. This is it. Literally, Trennan says, Key, have you seen FC Team of the Year? I haven't. No, who's in it? Talk me through it. Timbo, what's your all-time African 11? Oh, my God. All-time African 11. Right. Okay. Salah, Eto'o. Let's do the non-negotiables first. Salah, Eto'o, Essien, Yaya. Probably Mané. Probably is Salah, Eto'o, Mané. Front three. Yeah. Yeah. Is that fair? Is that fair? Drogba. Yeah, see, I like Drogba, but no, I think Drogba's not better than Eto'o for me. Prime Eto'o was different class. A bit of a tit, but he was sound. So I would go with Salah, Eto'o, Mané, Essien, Yaya, and... Do you know what? It probably wouldn't be a worse shout to have Idrissa Gana Gueye in there. I really like Idrissa Gana Gueye. I'm not sure if he'd make all-time African 11, like, but... I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, really, really top all-time African centre mids that I would put in there. Struggling. George Weah. Yeah. See, nah, George Weah, not for me. If I was going to put anyone in, I'd probably consider maybe putting someone like Mahrez in there over... But it's Mahrez or Salah, isn't it? And it's obviously Salah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd struggle. Joe, some stuff I heard about Voltemada at the match last night is laughable and really embarrassing. In what sense? What was being said by Newcastle fans about Voltemada last night? I'm interested to hear. Finna says, I'm seeing fans complaining about that Man City offside last night, but personally I think they got it right. Me too. Yeah, I'm baffled by the uproar about that. They even had a full segment on Sky Sports this morning. I woke up and I was looking at it, it was like, it said, how did they lead with it? They said, Man City against Newcastle, this decision. The officials got it right, but was it the right thing for football? We're going to be talking about that for the next 45 minutes. And I was like, well, I mean, it kind of is. It just is. It's right. We don't like the offside rule, but it kind of is what it is. John Obi Mikel. Yeah, Obi Mikel was very good. Literally trying to says Koundé, Van Dijk, Saliba, Nuno Mendes, Rice, Vitinha, Pedri, Mbappe, Haaland and Dembele. That's the FIFA FC or EA FC team, I'm guessing. Timbo says drop Mané and put Eto'o on the left. He won a treble on the left hand side to not out of position. BX Babzabs says exited for your favourite club to play tonight. Who's exited? Newcastle have exited. Newcastle probably have exited. That's probably fair. Adam says they've suspended your... Gifted, they must think you're a Degen Ambler. Yeah, something like that. Shaka Hislop goalkeeper. Shaka Hislop was from the Trinidad and Tobago, mate. Not the Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. But he was from the Caribbean. Joel says waste of money and all that shite and that he's lazy. Mate, he just didn't finish last night. That was the problem with Voltemada and Whistle last night. Both of them had chances, both of them missed. Absolute sitters. Alex Iwobi's not a bad shout. Yeah, I think he's been a very solid Premier League player for a while, but I think Idrissa Gana Gueye is just that level above. So I honestly would. I think I would be going with Salah. I know it seems a little bit more recency bias, but I would be going with Salah, Eto'o, Mané, Essien, Yaya, Gana Gueye. Going backwards, then you're looking at defenders and goalies. I mean, goalies... There's not too many standout African goalies, is there? There really isn't too many standout African goalies. Enyema, maybe. Sammy Kufor would definitely be at the back. I'd put Kufor and Kolo Touré at the back. They would be mine. Hakimi. I think you'd have to have Hakimi, wouldn't you? And then left back. Left back, African. African left back. Give me some names. The ADHD Gamer says on Tribe, it's this controversial call, but I just don't see how you can say that. I reckon it was the right call. Me too. Yeah, me too. I thought that was bang right, to be honest. I don't think it was a particularly difficult call to make, actually. He was offside and he was influencing play, so I'm surprised it took as long as it did. Joe, yeah, mate, it's so crazy how fans turn on players in good form with one bad moment. Jimmy Traore. Yeah, well, it's Malian. He is from Mali, yeah. Bruce Grobbelaar. Grobbelaar in goal is probably... That was the one I was thinking of, yeah. There's not too many others that stand out, I guess. Enyema. Onana. I'm trying to think of goalies who played at like the top level. There's really not that many, is there? Mazraoui. Yeah, I mean, Mazraoui maybe at left back. Could probably put Mazraoui. But again, would you put him in an awful, like in an all-time African 11? Mazraoui? I'm not sure you would. All-time African 11. That's what we're doing on the channel now. In the build-up to this huge game between Senegal and Egypt, I've been asked to create my all-time African 11. And so far I've got probably Bruce Grobbelaar in goal. I need a left back. I need an African left back. And I'm struggling. I've got Kolo Touré, Sammy Kufor, Achraf Hakimi at the back. Midfield of Idrissa Gana Gueye, Yaya Touré, Michael Essien. And then up front, Sadio Mané, Samuel Eto'o, Mo Salah. I need a left back. Kwame Giamfi says Senegal 2, Egypt 0. Steve says offsides is a philosophical question these days. Isaac KK, how's it going, pal? Very good, mate. How's things with you? How are you feeling today? Lucas Radaby. Yeah, you could probably get Radaby in. Squeeze Radaby in. Baz says, have you seen the En-Nesyri news? Our fans are turning their nose up at him and it's made my skin crawl. En-Nesyri would be quality for Everton. He's a very David Moyes signing, though, I'll give you that. I think if I could pick a centre-forward that would represent a David Moyes side, it would probably be Youssef En-Nesyri. I think he's a big, tall centre-forward. He has got a little bit of a turn of pace. I think he would adapt to the Premier League. He's 28. He's got a pretty decent scoring record wherever he's been. Maybe not 1 in 2, but like 1 in 3, 1 in 2.5. He's got a decent scoring record. He's an internationally recognised striker who's kind of done it wherever he's gone. I think he'd be all right. He'd come to the Premier League. I think he'd do well. But it's how much? And apparently you're talking 25 million quid, which, again, for a striker who's going to turn 29, Everton they're not blessed with a lot of money. If that was a short-term thing, then maybe you'd possibly consider it. Ryan Aït-Nouri. Yes. Do you know what? That is it. I am going to put Ryan Aït-Nouri in there. That's it. I am putting Ryan Aït-Nouri in there. He's going in at left back. Celestine Babayaro. But wasn't Babayaro a right back? Did he not play right back, Babayaro? Oh no, he was left back, wasn't he? Yeah, Babayaro was very good. He was very good. ADHD Gamer says it took a while to even make the call. Honestly, if they had ruled it out immediately, there wouldn't have been enough injury time for them to score the second and win it. It was a fabulous game, though. Enjoyed the game. Deeper Greener Pasture says Celestine Babayaro is a proper left back. More so than Radaby. Yeah, definitely. I like Lucas Radaby, and I would have liked to squeeze Mark Fish in there if we could. But sadly, no. Timbo says when he retires, Aït-Nouri probably is the left back in an African 11, and Rafinha to batter Arsenal tonight and City to equal Arteta's trophy all in a few weeks. Heard it here first. Oh, Rafinha to batter Arsenal and City and equal Arteta's trophy all in a few weeks. Heard it here first. I'd love that. Do you know what? I hate, mate, you know more than anyone how much I bloody loathe Chelsea. But I would low-key love that. I would love it. Fuzzy Ayube says 2-2 in this one. We think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Let's see. La Pulga, Kwadwo Asamoah, great at Juve. Asamoah, yeah. He was all right. Literally Trent says, would you rather go trophyless this season and win the quad next season or win the Champions League now? Probably win the quad next season. Yeah. I don't think either happens necessarily. Hey, the Anfield 90. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Alex Song. You can't be getting Alex Song, squeezing him into an all-time 11. Timbo, did you just use the phrase low-key key? You're so down with the kids. I clocked me. So I was hoping you wouldn't clock that. Low-key. Low-key. Oh, no. Pabiaro was awful in his late 20s. Came on the scene as a 16-year-old and was best those early days at Chelsea. Didn't he score? Was it in the Thingy Cup final? What was the cup final? The Cup Winners' Cup. Was it the Cup Winners' Cup final that Babayaro scored? Everyone's just unfollowed and unsubscribed. Can't even say I would blame him, to be honest. Joe, you better not have mentioned my comment last night or me. Would I? Would I ever? Reggie, I don't think I've watched a single one of these streams where Bruce Grobbelaar wasn't mentioned at some point. Really? You can't watch more than maybe 2 of them. But that is the random nature of a Premier League dad stream. That's, our audience is very much diverse and we throw stuff out there and it's, sometimes it's Bruce Grobbelaar, sometimes it's, I don't know. Do you know what? I'll be honest, I feel like Goldbridge is nicking my narrative now. That whole standing up or sitting down while you have a poo thing or whatever he was talking about. That's very, very much the sort of stuff we've been talking about on here for the best part of a year. He's just started to tap into my audience there. Deeper Greener Pasture says, Key, please replace Garner with JJ Okocha. Mate, you can't have a midfield of Yaya Toure, JJ Okocha and Essien. There's nobody doing any defensive work, really. Peter Singley, Patrick Mboma, Wanko Kanu, JJ Okocha, Julius Agahawa. And Wanko Kanu, absolutely loved him to bits. I would love to get him in there, but I feel like Sammy Eto'o, probably just a slightly better. La Pulga, could Benoit Asuikoto get in? Remember him at Spurs. The only thing I remember Asuikoto is the fact that he hated football. He literally used to turn up and say, I absolutely have no idea who I'm playing. I'll play football. I'm good at football, but he was like, I have no interest in football. I don't know I don't know who's where in the table. He seems to have come up every stream, I swear. Maybe he has in the chat. I don't know. I've not really mentioned it. I can't recall us mentioning him. Excuse me. La Pulga says, sorry. Matty, do you think Gallagher will do well at Spurs? Yes, I do. I do think Gallagher does very well at Spurs. Senegal have too much quality for Egypt, says Adam, and get Shola Amiobi. Cheikh Tiote, yeah. Cheikh Tiote wouldn't have been a bad shout. Resend the stream after that, Key. Timbo, front 3 should be Eto'o, Drogba, Salah. Would actually work too. You can't have Eto'o off the left. Don't care what you say, mate. Eto'o wasn't off the left. Chokjar, hello, Key. I'm a goal for Egypt. Good lad. Junior a go. Right, come on. Edouard Mendy in goal for Senegal. Back 4 of Diouf. Niakate, Koulibaly and Diatta at the back. In midfield, it's Gay, Idrissa Gana Gay and Habib Diarra of Sunderland. And then a front 3 of Sadio Mané, Nicholas Jackson and Iliman Ndiaye. There you go. That's your 11 for Senegal. Mendy, Diouf, Niakate, Koulibaly, Diatta, Gay, Diarra, Mané, Jackson and Ndiaye. That is your 11 for Senegal. You can see it over here as well, just in case you want to, Reggie and La Pulga. And then for Egypt is Mo Salah and Marmoush leading the line. Just behind them is Oh, excuse me. I nearly dropped my phone then. Just behind them is Ashore. And then it's Fatih, Abdelmaguid and Attia in midfield with Fatu, Rabia, Ibrahim and Hani at the back. And the veteran goalkeeper El Shenawi at the back. El Shenawi, probably a few people would have shouted for him as a potential all-time African goalkeeper. Reggie says the midfield's a bit meh. I just think the Senegal midfield is where they're going to win it today. I really do. I look at that Egypt midfield and I think, yeah, there's not a massive amount of quality there. And also an awful lot of experience, but not an awful lot of legs in that side. Like, Ibrahim's 32, Fatih is 31, Rabia's 32. They've got kind of experienced players in areas of the pitch that they might need legs and energy, especially up against the Senegal side with lots and lots of energy. Timbo says Eto'o won a treble on the left. Forgot. No, he didn't. He didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. But I don't agree that he was a left-sided player. Timbo says, remember when Mendy was the best keeper in the world for about 5 months? What a time. Deeper Greener Pasture says SEM was way better than Ghana, versatile too. And Sarah says, my kids are half Nigerian, so I have to go with them. Fair enough. That's lovely. Yeah, Nigeria in the final, I think. For me, I think it's Senegal-Nigeria final. So time will tell exactly how it pans out. But a massive, massive game in the AFCON. One that's been building for a while, this one. Two rivals, Senegal against Egypt. Look at Sadio Mané and Mo Salah just having a little hug there. They didn't like playing with each other at Liverpool, did they? Sure, they have got lots of nice memories, but actually, they used to kick off at each other many, many times. But this one's at the Stade Ibn Battuta in Tangiers, 75,000-seater stadium. Tony Peter says, hi, Key. What time's kickoff, mate? It kicks off in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Steve says, who's that guy Marseille used to have? Steve Mandanda. Steve Mandanda was French. Yeah, I think he might have had African heritage. Maybe he could have played for another country. I don't know, but I'm fairly confident he elected to play for France and did get capped by France. Adam says Villa knocked Spurs out of the FA Cup, but Spurs nicked Gallagher from Villa. Who won, Key? I don't think Spurs... I don't think Conor Gallagher was ever really going to go to Villa. Right, I need to get the clock underway. Timer, let's get it going. Good afternoon, Wanderless. And La Pulga says Yassin Bunu as an all-time keeper. Yeah, oh yeah, Bono, maybe, yeah. That might not be a bad shout as well. Very good keeper. Talented keeper. Timbo, odds on Salah and Mane scrapping. Well, can we not use the O word or the B word in this live? I've only just got back in TikTok's good books. So it'd be fantastic if we didn't use any words related to... shambling. Welshwing says, hey Key, here's one of my daily questions. What bizarre item is banned from Stamford Bridge? If you're singing a specific song about it, or if you're caught with it now, you can face a lifetime ban. Is it hot dogs? Oh, I don't know, maybe I would imagine is it a knife of some sort? I don't know. What is it? What is it? That's an intriguing question. Anyone else got an answer to that? What bizarre item is banned from Stamford Bridge, and if you're singing a specific song about it, or if you're caught with it now, you can face a lifetime ban? I really don't know. I'm struggling. Peter says Gallagher looks like a future captain of Spurs if he maintains and plays well. Yeah, I mean, Conor Gallagher... I don't know how long he's going to end up being at Spurs. I feel like he's one of them that will go there for a season and probably move on again. He's kind of bounced around a little bit, Conor Gallagher. It's celery, Why celery? Why celery? Celery? You can't take celery into Stamford Bridge. Why? That's baffling. I like it though. If it's true, which I've absolutely no reason to think it's not. Welsh wing, a man of honour. But yeah, that's bizarre. Absolutely. Can anyone explain why? Celery. If she don't, yes. I didn't know that was a song. What a weird song that is, by the way. Malik says, hello, Key. I'm back for another banger of yours. How's your day today, mate? Very, very good. How's your day? More importantly than mine, how is yours? Will says, is Gallagher a good signing for Spurs? Does that put him into contention for the England team? I think it puts him more in contention than maybe any other move would have. Because he'll get minutes at Spurs, won't he? Lapulga says the ban stems from a long-standing, albeit vulgar, fan chant from the 80s that involved the vegetable. Yeah, I was going to say, Timbo's just told me that chant, and I had no idea that even existed. It's like the Stoke version of Why Delilah. Have you ever heard that? When I heard that, I was appalled. And I am by no means a prude. But goodness me, that is absolutely vile. Stoke fans. We've got Ashore down here. I don't think he's got any clarets coming out of him. See how I switched into the old Cockney rhyming slang there. He's got no claret coming out of his grid. AFCON, proper cup, none of this silly League Cup nonsense, says Foxy. Clarky says, do you think Mason Mount should get a call up for England? No, not even close, mate. He's nowhere near it. Lapulga says, the situation escalated in 2007 during a League Cup final against Arsenal when player Cesc Fabregas was hit by a lump of celery, causing the game to be temporarily stopped. Them naughty Chelsea fans, eh? Liam says, hi, Key, what's your AFCON final predictions? I'm saying Senegal v Morocco. I think Senegal-Nigeria, mate. I think Morocco have gone as far as they're going to go, even though they're hosts. I think they're going to go out. Steve, explain the Delilah thing, please. I know nothing. I think Google's your friend on that one, mate. I'm not gonna risk the channel by talking about that on air. But have a little look. If you fancy it. Welsh Ring says, what do you think of Mbappe not doing the Guard of Honour v Barca? It's just, that's bitter Real Madrid. Yeah, very egotistical, says Lapulga. If the manager wanted him, but he thought it was beneath him. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I think you've got to do it. Right, Senegal free kick. 5 minutes in here. Diatta's about to take it. There's not really been an awful lot in the way of balls on the floor. Do you want to rethink that phrase, Key? There's not the ball. It feels like the ball's been up in the air an awful lot, and it's in the air again, and it's behind for a corner. Liam, who wins it is the question. Yeah, well, that is the question. I think Senegal. I've said Senegal since the start. I don't think anyone else can, personally. Will says, were you surprised by Arbeloa getting the Madrid role? No, not really. I think he's, again, a little bit like Carrick. I think he's an interim till the summer. I think they're trying to just chip away at Jurgen Klopp, and I don't think the man's for turning. The man is not for turning. Ethan says, Welsh wing, his attitude is the reason he'll not be seen as a top 10 player of all time, so entitled and spoiled Kylian Mbappe. Needs another dressing down. And Foxy says, my Ugandan player I mentioned in this AFCON, Rogers Mato, has been snapped up by Hearts. Great move. This is what we were talking about, mate, isn't it? There's so many players in the AFCON who do get snapped up based purely off this tournament. It's very, very common. Timbo says, why don't you look up I want to be a Chelsea Ranger, Key? I don't. I'm too pure of heart and too pure of mind, mate. I don't want to know it. I don't want to know about it. It'll... Oh, Senegal. miles over the bar. Adam says, why does West Ham end up with situations like Dimitri Payet and now Lucas Paquetá? I mean, they do take chances on players who are maybe questionable in terms of attitude. There's a lot of reasons why other clubs, top clubs, didn't gamble on Dimitri Payet. They knew he had talent. Reggie says, would you be upset if Klopp did decide to go to Real? I wouldn't be upset. I would be surprised by it. That doesn't seem like the type of club that Jurgen Klopp goes to. He's very, he left 18 months ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, for saying that he was tired. I don't think he goes to Real Madrid. It's like it's the most stressful job you can have. He was tired 2 years ago. Now he wants to go to the most stressful job you can have, where managers are lasting typically 12 to 18 months. Or if you're Xabi Alonso, 8 months. And he also isn't going to get the back in, is he? At the end of the day, player power wins at Real Madrid, and Vinicius and Xabi Alonso didn't get on. Mbappe and Xabi Alonso didn't get on. Jude Bellingham and Xabi Alonso didn't get on. That's the reason why he's not there anymore. Clarkey, I think Ruben Amorim will get the Real Madrid job. No chance. No chance. Teaching Tony. Hey, how's it going, mate? Just got out of American jail. Threatened a solicitor. Got 15 days in the joint. Missed your channel. Want to be here? Want to hear the first day out? Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course I do. Threatened a solicitor. Was it Ken Rosenberg, was it? There's a little GTA reference just in case anyone watches it. Oh, nice. Well, hey, mate, I'm glad you're out of the slammer, like MC Hammer. Ethan says his teammates are just as bad signing with him because they don't want to fall out with him rather than standing by their gaffer and having a go at Mbappe for being ridiculous. That's very true. Stephen says Payet was a poor man's Janino. Free kick masterclass. Egypt to advance, as Teaching Tony. And Liam says, do you think United will have a bounce after appointing Carrick? No, I think they get beat against City at the weekend. And then they've got Arsenal after that, haven't they? City and Arsenal, these first two games. I don't see United picking up points in them. Out the slammer like MC Hammer. Morocco to advance. There's not many. Honestly, I don't think Morocco, even though they've gone really well in the tournament, they're the hosts, and the hosts always have this kind of special feel about them. I really do. I can't see it being anyone other than Senegal, Nigeria in that final. Arsenal, Bayern, 5 to win fit. Nice. Love that. Ball down the right-hand side for Egypt. It's gone behind. It's their first... Oh, it's a throw-in. I thought it was a corner. It was Hani on the right side. MC Key is back. Juve has just took a kick in the misters, I think. Reggie says Carrick to beat City and get rolled over by Arsenal. You'd love to see it. Oh, that would be typical United, just to spoil the title race for everyone. They'll roll over and get their belly tickled by Arsenal, and then they'll turn up for City. Ethan says difference is Enrique's a veteran and won't take any shit no matter what your name is or how good you think you are. Alonso's still learning. Juve is down here and he is just getting some... I don't know what they're doing with him. They're just kind of cycling his legs, I think. It's what we used to do to my little girl when you're trying to get wind up. That's what you're supposed to do, by the way, if there's any new... Not that I'm qualified to give baby advice, but if there are any new dads, new parents, and your baby's struggling with wind, cycling their legs is a good way to get wind up. I didn't know that, but that's the way you do it. Cycle the legs. Jacob Arabi says, Sup Key, how you doing, mate? I'm very good, mate, thank you. Very good. I'm sure Juve wasn't getting his wind up then. I'm sure they didn't need to sit him up and rub his back after it. Tickle their belly with a stick of celery. But yeah, I'm good, mate, Jake. How are you? How are you, lad? Good to see you. Will says, Key, who would you take for the Man U job? Owen Coyle. Owen Coyle would be fantastic. Foxy, if Nigeria go 1-0 down, they collapse with that discipline. Fortunately for them, so far they've always taken the lead. Yeah, listen, it's going to be a good game. I don't think Morocco have got enough quality going forward, in my opinion. Brahim Diaz, En-Nesyri, and Hakimi, depending on how he plays. Who is Owen Coyle? Oh, hey. You've never lived, Will. Owen Coyle, veteran of the Premier League. Gary Megson, proper manager, says Ethan. Timbo, I've just cycled my legs and burped. Can confirm. It works. Absolute foolproof. Okay, Senegal have got the ball on the left-hand side. Here's Diouf. Throws it in. Egypt get the ball away. It's been a poor start to this game. Opening 15 minutes has been very, very challenging to watch. We've not seen any shots on target, any meaningful inroads. But yeah, the narrative here certainly is sort of Egypt's lack of AFCON success. I mean, how long has it been since Egypt were AFCON winners? They were very, very good up to sort of 2000, was it about 2010? Yeah, they played in 26 of the 34 AFCON editions, the most of all participants in African history. They won the inaugural trophy in 1957, successfully defended it 2 years later, and then they had to wait 30 years, near enough, to win it for a third time in the 80s. Yeah, they won the tournament back-to-back from 2006 to 2010. Then didn't even appear in the AFCON from 2012 to 2015. Came back in 2017, but lost to Cameroon in the final. They got to the final in 2021, lost on penalties to Senegal. Sadio Mané scored the winning penalty, didn't he? And yeah, then they've, this is another 5 years on from that. So they've lost 2 finals in the last 9 years. It's a very, very tough tournament it's one that would mean an awful lot to Egypt. I think it's 16 years or so since they last won it. Welsh Ring says, did you know the 2 managers tonight both started in the 2014 FA Cup final? Did they really? No. Oh, hang on a minute. Do you mean the 2 managers for Chelsea and Arsenal? I was thinking to myself, surely not. Surely Thiaw and Hassan did not start in the FA Cup final of 2014. But yeah, Rossinha, I can totally understand. Rossinha did. And did he actually? Who did Rossinha start for? Who was Liam Rossinha playing for at the time? Yellow card for Koulibaly. Scout says, Senegal definitely have the better squad. It'll be a tough match for Egypt, this. And Will says, do you know much about the guy who Brentford have signed with the surname Yoro? No, his name's not Yoro, mate. It's Furo. F-U-R-O. Furo. Timbo says Carragher has got his Senegal shirt on today. And Adam says, Mido, what a guy he was for Egypt. Dan, hi Key, hope you're having a good afternoon. Yeah, you too, mate. How's things? Lovely to see you. Hull. Yeah, it would have been. Hull. Well, Koulibaly now misses the next match. So Koulibaly, if Senegal get to the final, he is out of the final. That is unbelievable. Look at that. Koulibaly, what a big miss he would be. It's not Kenny Furo, it's K Furo. Kenny. Hossam Hassan would have been 48 in 2014. Definitely not him. Oldest player to appear in an FA Cup final? That's a great question. I don't know who it is, by the way. You've just got me thinking, if Hossam Hassan would have been in the FA Cup final, who is the oldest player to appear in an FA Cup final? Billy Hampson of Newcastle United, the oldest FA Cup finalist, was 41 years and 257 days when his side beat Villa in the 1924 final. There you go. And the youngest to ever play in an FA Cup final is Gideon Zelalem, who was 16 years, 4 months and 13 days. Oh, no, that's not FA Cup final. That's just the FA Cup. And Norman Whiteside is still, to this day, the youngest player to score in an FA Cup final. Norman Whiteside, 18 years and 18 days, apparently. Senegal with a strike. Miles over the bar from Nicholas Jackson. Poor from Nicholas Jackson, that. Jabber says, howdy Key, how's it going? Good to see you. I am fashionably late. Always good to see you, mate. Whenever you turn up, it's always good. Omar says, hello, everyone. Nice to meet Omar Jawo from Coastal Road, the Gambia. Nice, Omar. And Mertesacker is the least fastest, in my honest opinion. Mertesacker, the slowest person to ever appear in an FA Cup final. Clarky, I have a picture with Norman Whiteside. Lovely. Quit bragging, mate. Quit bragging. Foxy says Japanese forward Kazuyushi Miura, the oldest player to still be playing, 58 now. I saw that. Yeah, he was in the original Pro Evo, wasn't he? I saw that. He was in the original Pro Evo, and he was about 27 in that. He was about 27 in the original Pro Evo soccer, or Winning 11, as it was called. Right, Koulibaly is down injured here. He's already booked and he's already on a yellow card and potentially, well, not potentially, he is going to miss the final. He's been suspended for the final should Senegal make it there. But he's now down with an injury. And it might well be that they lose Koulibaly for the rest of this game. Maybe. Ooh, yeah, it's a groin. You can see he reached straight for his groin there. That's a definite groin injury for Koulibaly. I think he's going to be going off here now. That's a big blow for Senegal. Early on in the game, Senegal going to be down the captain, their leader, their star centre-back. Yeah, Koulibaly, Kalidou Koulibaly, I think, will be going off the pitch. He might be able to push to make it to half-time, but yeah, can't see it. Miura played for a few big clubs in Brazil. Lost Palmeiras and Santos. Europe with Genoa and Dynamo Zagreb. What was his name who used to play for Catania? Japanese player used to play for Catania. Morimoto. I thought he was going to be amazing. I remember watching him and thinking he had a proper, he looked like not Cristiano Ronaldo, looked like R9 in terms of how he moved and how he carried the ball. But he was garbage. He had a bad injury and he just never recovered from it. But he was brilliant for a spell. Yeah, Morimoto at Catania. Mackenzie, is this the final? It's not, mate. No, it's only the semi-final. There's another semi-final tonight between Nigeria and Morocco. Koulibaly's down again. I think this one it's the end of his tournament, his race, his run here now, sadly. And it is going to be, I think, the end for Kalidou Koulibaly. Mackenzie, what game are you watching tonight? I'm watching Chelsea-Arsenal, mate. So, yeah, Chelsea-Arsenal tonight. Before it, obviously, Senegal against Egypt. Who's going to be replacing him, though? That's the question. Who is the obvious replacement? Looks like Sarr about to come on. Is that Malang Sarr who used to play? No, Mamadou Sarr, sorry. Mamadou Sarr. Hey, thank you for the new subscriber. I can't see who it is. Who is the new subscriber? Oh, it didn't pop up. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. It did pop up on the screen, but I couldn't see your name. Jabba says might need to screw down those floorboards. I know, sorry. It's bad, isn't it? It's really bad. Yep, Sa on for Koulibaly. And it's quite a big loss, that, because Mamadou Sarr, you know, he's not a bad player at all. Played quite a lot for Strasbourg, but he's still only 20 years of age. That's a lot of experience that Senegal have just lost. And now Sadio Mané has taken over the armband, I believe. Has he? Yeah, Koulibaly off. And Senegal down their captain. It's a big plus for Egypt. At least you let us know what that noise is, just to be safe. Well, I mean, to be fair, I've already had a few people say, have you heard Key Thomas farted in his stream? And it was just the floorboard. So yeah, I've got a convenient excuse if I ever do. If one ever does just slip out, I have got a convenient. Oh, this is the floorboard, that. Timbo says you could argue this is basically the final. That'll be a mint game to watch. Jimmy says Shinsuke Nakamura at Celtic, quality player. Shinsuke Nakamura, yeah, fucking doughball. Mackenzie, surprised it's on Channel 4. Didn't think that they had the TV rights. Yeah, the Channel 4 have got the full AFCON rights. They've basically had every single game on, whether it be on E4 or More 4, 4-7, or even on the Channel 4 YouTube channel. God's Time David. Hello, brother. Hello, sir. How are you? Foxy says North Korean forward is another one that disappeared, yeah. Han Kwang Song. Juve signed him and then had to sell him 6 days later. Yeah, didn't he have to go back and do his military service? I remember something about that. Key squeaky floorboard, Thomas. I've been called worse. Now Senegal pushing forward down the left-hand side. Here's Diouf. Ball in. Cleared away. Too easy for Egypt. Rupesh Napali. Would you take Alonso at Liverpool? If we were looking for a manager, then maybe, yes. Yeah, if we were looking for a manager, then yeah. But we're not looking for a manager, so no. Thank you very much, sir. Very, very kind of you. Yeah, Newcastle match was yesterday. Sorry, the IT. I don't know if Newcastle is on. Sorry, I don't know if Arsenal-Chelsea is on ITV tonight. Timbo can't wait for the World Cup where players like Ochoa will just randomly come back to life. Ochoa. Yeah. Loads of great players like that. Just come out of nowhere, spent their entire career pretty much in South American leagues. Chilavert was another one. Remember Jose Luis Chilavert? He was fabulous. Foxy ended up having to stay 3 years stranded at the North Korean embassy in China because of the pandemic. God. Sadio Mané gives it off here to Gay. Gay out wide to Iliman and Dye. Iliman and Dye in the box. Egypt just about managed to clear it away, but Senegal have got it back. It's a lot of early pressure from Senegal, this one. Reggie says, did you hear about Enyimba FC in the Nigerian league? They took a player in on loan and then sold him to a different club in the same window. What, just total theft? Just absolute theft. Let's sell this thing that isn't ours to someone else. Peter Singley says, will West Ham climb out of the relegation zone? I think so, Peter. Yes, I think West Ham will be fine. I think they'll turn it around. I don't even think it's necessarily out of the realms of possibility that Wolves could. And I still think Leeds do get pulled into it. Foxy says, Shilliver was a madman punching Asprilla, spitting in Roberto Carlos' face and scoring free kicks and pens for fun. Yeah, he was absolutely incredible. Timbo, if you're tired, Key, I'm not sure you want to watch Arsenal. I know, believe me, it's the worst possible game that I could do. Arsenal. And I'm knackered. But, listen, never let it be said I'm not a grafter. So, I've got it on. We've scheduled it. It's on. Even if, do you know what? Even if I wasn't going to do it, I would, even if I wasn't going to, stream the game, I'd still be watching it. I'd just be, curled up in bed. Lecky blanket on, chilling, and I'd probably fall asleep in the second half once Chelsea are 3-0 up, Timbo. John Snow says, I saw your clip on TikTok and came here. You seem to be a funny guy to watch. I'm a City fan. Good to see, mate. John, I appreciate you coming, mate. I really do. Thank you very much for coming over from TikTok. And good to see, obviously, another City fan. And we've got a few City fans in now who watch us. Good win for you lads last night as well. Semenyo seems to have adapted very, very quickly. Do you think you can wrestle the title away from Arsenal's grasps? It certainly seems like it's heading to the Emirates at the minute. But do you think, as a City fan, are you confident? René Higuita, another one. René Higuita, yeah. What a fabulous perm he had. Same as Carlos Valderrama. He was another one. Carlos Valderrama was a player who should have got longer in Europe. I think he went to Real Valladolid for a little spell, but after that he was back in Colombia with was it Deportivo Cali? I think he played for Deportivo Cali, and I think he played for the Tampa Bay Mutiny. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Any Americans in watching? The Tampa Bay Mutiny still exist in the MLS? I don't think they do they? The Tampa Bay Mutiny. That was back in the day when the MLS had MLS penalties, which I yearn to bring back. I'd love it if they brought them back. Sarah, I hope so. I've not heard 419 for a long time. It's a funny place, home of the 419. What's the 419? Enyimba, home of the 419. I'm so out of touch. You know it, Key. 4-0 Chelsea incoming. Make it 5, like Charlton. Foxy, I went to the Valderrama statue in Santa Maria. He's still a legend there and still has the hair. The Tampa Bay Rowdies. No, Mutiny do not. It's the Tampa Bay Rowdies now. It was definitely called the Tampa Bay Mutiny, though, wasn't it? What'd you call the goalkeeper who did the scorpion kick from Colombia? Yeah, that was René Higuita. The ball was already out of play. The referee had blown for a free kick, so it wasn't even necessarily in play, but it was a friendly match between Colombia and England, and he had planned to do that before the game. So it was a PR stunt. The René Higuita thing was a PR stunt. It looked better than it actually was. Strike from the edge of the box. Easy for El Shenawi. Far too easy. MLS pens are hilarious, hockey style. Cole Palmer is injured, so it'll only be 4-0, sadly. I've not seen the lineups yet. Jabba says, Tampa Bay is a weird sports town. Successful clubs get very little support, no matter the sport. It's Tampa in Florida, isn't it? Tampa Bay. Marmouche to score, I'm calling it, says Teaching Tony. Take that. Foxy says Miami Fusion and Colorado Rapids. Valderrama also played for. They call him El Pibe in Colombia. What's El Pibe mean? El Pibe. Reggie says, winds me right up when Americans call penalties penalty kicks or worse, PKs. Shot from Valderrama into the upper 90. Reminds me of Brad Bobley on Soccer AM. The roster has been boosted. John Snow says, finally, it feels like there's someone that is capable of scoring if it's not Haaland. It's still too early to say, but I think we can win the league this season. Love that, John. Well, listen, I'm a Liverpool fan, to be clear, and Obviously, we've had our rivalries over the years, haven't we? But I am firmly rooting for City to win it this year, because at least with City, you get a side that will take chances, that will play relatively attacking football, that will take risks, that will push forward. I like that about City. I like a side that is flawed but takes chances, and I think that's a reason why I'd much rather see City win it than Arsenal. Obviously, I'd rather Liverpool win it than either. John Burr says Tampa Bay is in Florida, home of the Buccaneers, owned by the Glazers, and United have never been invited to play there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course. Jack the Seagull says this should be the AFCON final. This is two of the best sides in the AFCON. Absolutely agree. Yeah, absolutely agree. Key, do you remember Chicharito? Of course. Yeah, Little P. The Little P, Javier Hernandez. Key with the American knowledge. Do you remember Jared Borghetti? Speaking of Mexican centre-forwards. Jared Borghetti scored one of the best World Cup goals I've ever seen. 2002, did a backwards header. I think it was against Sweden. Can't remember. Absolutely brilliant. Palmer's had nail up with injuries this year, and Reggie says a Liverpool fan rooting for City. Well, not rooting for City. Let's not get it twisted. Come on, John. I mean, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. City are the lesser of two evils. Teaching Tony says your American accent rules. I don't think it would pass if I had to go over there. But yeah, we can make it funny. Martin says Key sounded like a proper American. His services, I can imagine listening to some Arsenal talking about another 30 years like they do about the Invincible. That's what I mean. They will genuinely. We beat the generational City side. Blood. Bruv. You get me? That's how he talks in it. What's his name? Not to be fair, Lee Gunner talks like that, as well as DT and Troops as well. It just feels like every Arsenal fan. Freddie Rincon was another talent. Sad he passed away. Troops. I actually don't mind Troops, but DT. Well, it's not that I don't mind. No, I've no issue with any of them really, but yeah, DT ends every question with there's always an upwards inflection in his voice at the end of every question or at the end of every sentence or statement. Come on, brother. Key roots for anyone. If Key roots for anyone, it's Arsenal. I mean, that's just a total lie. Allow it, fam. You get me? Oh, no. Yeah, something like that. Reggie says, Lee Gunner, DT and Troops are some of the worst possible ambassadors of the club. Well, we've all got him, mate. We've all got him. We have to suffer Anfield agenda. So you'll have to... You've got yours, we've got ours. Every club's got him. There's a few more. I mean, to be fair, I shouldn't really give Anfield agenda stick, but we've got plenty as Liverpool fans. Foxy, the only Arsenal channel I have time for is DG, Deluded Gunner. Good lad and easy to wind him up. Do you know what? I've heard lots of good things about Deluded Gunner. I can't say I've ever watched his channel really, but I've had a few people on here tell me what a really lovely guy he is. And that speaks volumes, I think. If you've rubbed off on a few people and they've come away and said, actually, do you know what? Nice fella. That'll do. Adam says, AFTV is not the only version of Arsenal fans. Small percentage of fans go on rants, really. Yeah, no, I get it. It's certainly not representative of the entire club. It's the cartoon comic book version, isn't it? The loudest, most extreme, yeah. Lampoon version. 3 stars says North London for the next couple of decades will be unbearable. I cannot be doing with that when I'm in my 70s, early 80s. You need to get away, mate. You need to go and get yourself retired somewhere. Go and get yourself retired over in, I don't know. Get over to Colombia. Get over to Colombia and go and live near the Carlos Valderrama statue. Due for the ball in, and it's a corner to Senegal. John says, have you seen that clip of Troops saying they'll batter your club in the Emirates and score 4-0, 5-0? That aged well. I haven't seen that specific clip, but yeah, there was plenty of Arsenal fans saying that. We had that. Listen, mate, we'll get Arsenal fans piling into the chat tonight, no doubt. Especially if Arsenal go in front. It's standard Arsenal. It's standard. It's just the way Arsenal fans are at the minute, with me anyway. But I haven't seen that specific clip. Jack says it's going to be a Senegal v Nigeria final. I think so too, mate. Yeah, I agree. It's been a really crap first half, though, this. For someone who's desperate to, I am absolutely on the edge in terms of staying awake. So I could have done with goals in this first half. We've not had a shot on target. I genuinely don't think we've actually had a single shot on target in this game. It's been diabolical. Have we had a shot on target? Two shots on target for Senegal, and I don't remember one of them. Wasn't one of them the one that deflected from about 40 yards and it kind of bounced? Nah, come on. Sarah says, if Chelsea scores first, you won't see them. Well, that's it. I know. That's it. If Chelsea score first, we'll celebrate, we'll love it, and obviously Arsenal will dive in the second leg, maybe. We'll get plenty of them diving in the second leg. No Scottish tonight, and no Gav either. We might have to mod someone else up, Sarah. No Scottish, and no... I know Scottish has had some issues at the minute, so I'm not digging the guy out. I hope he's okay. But yeah, no Scottish tonight, I don't think, and no Gav, so you're on your own, Sarah. We might need to mod someone else up. Jim Bob says, Marmoush has been linked with Arsenal and Spurs and Atletico Madrid. Do you think he'd do well there? I think certainly not Arsenal. Marmoush doesn't need to go somewhere else where they are overloaded with players better than him. But I think he's a fabulous player, and I would have liked him at Liverpool. Yeah, I think he'd have been a good signing for Liverpool. Foxy says Santa Marta is a great place to retire, home away from home for me. Hopefully I get back there one day away from this UK cold. What prompted you to go to Colombia, mate? Might be a leading question, but what prompted you to go there? Assume you're very well travelled if you've made all the way to Santa Marta in Colombia. That's a hell of a trip. Fair play to you. Clarky, what's your starting? Oh, M Zane, where to watch? You can watch it on E4 if you're watching in the UK. Clarky, what's your starting lineup for both teams, Key? Starting lineup for Chelsea and Arsenal. They're having a bit of a kick-off on the touchline here. Egypt and Senegal having absolute war of words here. Why are they having a kick-off? What's going on? What is going on? It's all kicking off, and there's players that are actually coming over to calm down the bench. Calm down. Look at that. Senegal manager and the Egyptian manager all saying, just calm down, calm down, calm down. Hey. On a permo, I'm here if you need me. If you're staying in, mate, you're staying in. Go on. You can jump in. We'll tag you in for a bit. 3-star says, not sure about Santa Marta. As a Forest fan, I need Santa Claus. Go on, 3-star. We'll get you amongst it as well. You're in regulars clockwork. You can be a mod as well. There you go. Got 2 more in. Timbo says, Semenyo, man of the match in his first 2 City games. I'll be proven right about him. Mark my words. Why? What was your prediction about Semenyo? Habib Diarra has been booked and he now also misses the final. So Habib Diarra booked, Kalidou Koulibaly booked and now injured. The preparation for the AFCON final could not be going any worse for Senegal. If they do make it, they're down 2 of their key players. Foxy says, I went to Guatemala to learn Spanish. Oh, you did? You remember? I remember you telling me that. Supposed to do a 3 to 4 month trip and ended up 4 years going to Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay. Come on, Foxy, we'll jump you up as well. What a guy. We need someone with experience and languages in the chat as well. Go on. Reese, if this carries on, one team won't have any players to field in the final. And Key, thank you. You are easily the best Liverpool fan. Cheers, Martin. That's very kind of you, mate. Very nice of you to say. Adam, Ivory Coast, they're not as good as Senegal. Still having words, the referee and the managers. Philippines, evening key mate, how are you today? I'm alright, I'm tired, I'm very tired. Didn't have a great night's sleep last night, but otherwise I'm all good. Philippines, oh sorry, we've done that one, sorry. Timbo, it's just that I've said he's an amazing footballer while you always push back saying he's not. No, I've not. I have to rein this in because you can't say Key. You can't, let's not rewrite history and say Key's been saying he's shit all along. I've always said Semenyo is a very good footballer. What I said is I don't want him at Liverpool because I thought for 60-odd million, he isn't a player that gets in our starting lineup and stays there. I think by the time the summer rolls around, Semenyo is neither our starting left winger or our starting right winger. And I genuinely do believe that. I think he's a very talented player. He's just not good enough to start for Liverpool. He played most of last night on the right-hand side. That's where Salah plays. So he'd have come in for us on the right, and Salah would immediately have replaced him when he comes back. And on the left-hand side, I'm honestly not that sure he's a massive upgrade on Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo's had loads of... He's basically the scapegoat of Liverpool's season, Cody Gakpo, but I'm honestly not sure that Semenyo is a massive upgrade on him. I genuinely don't think he is. He's a different type of player, but I don't think he's a massive upgrade. Reggie, there's going to be more mods than Arsenal fans at this rate. Well, do you know what? Listen, let's see, because it might be that it's a busy night. Gaming UK says, yo, who looks like the better team? I would say so far, Senegal have maybe had more possession, but neither side's done anything with it, mate. Honestly, Egypt now picking the ball up and driving at goal. Here's Marmouche, gives it away. It's been a lot of that. It's been a what I would consider to be a bitty game. It's not been very, it's been very disjointed. The ball's kind of been in and out of play a lot. It's been, neither team are able to pass it 2-3 times in succession. They've always lost it. Any sort of momentum. There's been free kicks. So it's that sort of thing. It's not been a great game to watch so far. Teaching Tony says, Inter, Napoli, Egypt and Morocco to advance. Bayern and Arsenal, 5 to win. Oh, nice. Love that. Love that, Tony. Listen, best of luck, mate. Let us know how you get on. Jabber says, I took 4 years of Spanish in school. I still can't speak it. I took A-level French, mate. A-level French, and I didn't I did go to France. We've got relatives in France. But I have no need to speak it now. And I honestly couldn't really, if you told me, if you dropped me in France now, I don't think I'd know that much of it, to be honest. But I studied A-level French. Oh no, AS level. I dropped it after the first year. You did AS and then A-level, didn't you? Yeah, I dropped it after the first year. Graham says, hi Key. Quick easy question for your members before your quiz. Can you name the 6 teams David Beckham played for? 6. Preston, United, Madrid, PSG, Milan, LA Galaxy. There you go. That was easy. Easy that, Graham. I'm not even going to bother asking this lot. They're too intelligent for the lot of us. Sylvester, how's it going? Reggie says, shame that. Hopefully she's all right. Yeah, I've not seen her since the Everton game either. It's to be honest, I will say this. She has not done this before, but she has been away for a couple of days and then come back and it's all been fine. So I've just got to hope beyond hope that that's the same sort of situation again. And maybe now we've got a Discord. I am going to try and get a WhatsApp group, but I want to try and just get us some way where we can, because it's a bit, I genuinely care about the woman. I don't want her to disappear off the face of the earth, and I have no way of knowing. Honestly, she's really, really lovely, Shell. Really, really lovely woman. And she's fairly local as well, and she has the same condition that I have. That I think if I knew she was poorly, I'd want to make sure she was okay. Honor Permo says, I'm away hiking in France for 4 months this year in the summer. Lovely. Hiking? Where are you hiking through? We've got 4 minutes of added on time at the end of the first half. There's 47.5 minutes gone. 90 seconds to go. It's been a thoroughly forgettable first half here in Tangiers in the AFCON semi-final. Not a game for the purist, it must be said. Timbo says he's better than Gakpo, definitely. Salah will probably go in the summer, though. Would have been good to have Semenyo there. I think even though Semenyo, genuinely, I don't think Semenyo, he's not a replacement for Salah. If Salah goes, we need better than Semenyo. And honestly, if we're upgrading Gakpo, we need better than Semenyo. Timbo, I went to Spain on holiday and all I could see was library. Biblioteca. Hola Juan, hola Esteban, ¿dónde este biblioteca? Philippines just announced the signing of Romans. He just signed on a 3.5-year deal for Rangers. Nice. Foxy says, got to say, the best thing I ever did learning new languages. Nothing worse going somewhere and not being able to communicate. It's the most impressive thing as well, isn't it? For me, anyway, I always feel like if I meet someone and they can speak another language fluently and they can just seamlessly drift into it, I'm always like in awe of them. I always remember that being a hiring criteria for LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn do not hire. Again, it might have changed, but when I was, because it was always like not an ambition to work for LinkedIn, but I was always like, they have good people working for them. They're always really and it was a criteria. I later found out that if you want to work for LinkedIn, you have to speak at least one other language. And I thought that was really intelligent, like, recruitment practice for them. Onapermo says, starting in Paris, either making my way down to Mont Blanc to do the TMB, which is a 100-mile circular hike around Mont Blanc in the Alps. Beautiful part of the world. That we went to a place not far from Evian, and then we went through into Switzerland. Oh, mate, absolutely beautiful part of the world there. I'd love to go back there. Jabber says, "Tu quieres una piña? Tu quieres una piña?" Wish I knew what that was. Yeah, no idea. La cuenta, por favor. Reggie says, who's available and better than Semenyo in his position? Available and better than Semenyo? Well, that's another question altogether. I mean, it depends whether or not you're adamant on getting someone now. I don't think Liverpool are. It is half-time in this one, by the way. Half-time in Tangiers. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. A very, very disappointing first half. But yeah, Liverpool don't tend to work in that way with when we're recruiting players. We tend to wait and let the manager struggle. We'll allow him to struggle. Like, we've got no defenders this month, but Liverpool will not go and sign a short-term stopgap defender because we need one. They'll use academy players. They are that hard-faced. They are literally that hard-faced. They will leave Slot short in the same way they did with Klopp, and they'll struggle through, and then they'll go and buy someone good in the summer. Yeah, we definitely need someone in the summer. 1,000,000% we need someone in the summer. Onapermo says that I'm walking southwards towards Spain. We'll probably end up in Spain too. Planning to stay living outside in Europe till October, November. Mate, that is an absolutely unbelievable trip. Oh, trip of a lifetime. Enjoy it. Hiking through the foothills of Mount Tibidabo. Love it. Daz, do you want a medal? Do I want a medal? For what? Yildiz is better than Semenyo, I would say. Well, I would, but is he available? I guess that's the question. Donde este el baño? I can recall the silly practice phrases. Baño, bal baño. Donde este el baño? I don't know. Me no know. Okay. The ADHD gamer, I don't know if you saw my question, but have there been many good chances in this match? I've only just got back to the stream. Mate, there hasn't been a single chance in this game. You have missed absolutely nothing. In fact, I am thoroughly jealous that you have not watched the first half. It's a very, very poor game. There's been nothing to commentate on. It's literally just been a little scrap between the two benches. Referees carded a couple of Senegal players now who are out of the final should Senegal get there. One being Kalidou Koulibaly and one being Habib Diarra from Sunderland. Both of those now miss the final if Senegal make it. And then Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain of Senegal, has been substituted off injured. So he's off the pitch. He ain't going to be in the final if Senegal make it. That's him done. His tournament's over. And Senegal have got a... Well, I wouldn't say an uphill battle, but they've got... they've got a challenge for the rest of this game. Banyo's bathroom. Do you know what I thought? I was going to say I thought that was. Thought it was. Dos cervezas, por favor. Dan says that was a pineapple. Oh, I thought it was a medal. Ah. Sorry. Timbo says, well, it's an opinion, so it can't factually be untrue. What's that? Sorry. Semenyo's probably better than Salah as of today. Not peak Salah, obviously. No, mate, he's not better than peak Salah, and he's not better than Salah right now. The problem is he's on a bit of a run of form at the minute, and that's always going to be like... People have this recency bias, I guess, with Semenyo. And not just with Semenyo, with anyone. Cherky's the same. Cherky's exactly the same. Now, honestly, now, people are talking like Cherky's the best thing since sliced bread. Can't get in the City team, though. Wally says, are you doing Forest Arsenal? I am. Forest Arsenal on Saturday I will be doing. I'm doing 3 games on Saturday. Man United v City, followed by Liverpool Burnley, followed by Forest v Arsenal. Sunday I'm doing 3 games again. Wolves against Newcastle, Wolves Newcastle, followed by Villa Everton, followed by the AFCON final. So I'll be live for 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, 3 big games on both days, and hopefully you'll join me for some, maybe all of them. If you're doing nothing on your Saturday and Sunday and you just want to watch a load of football, I'll be right here. You can dip in and out as you like. Wally says Semenyo scored a tap-in. Onapermo says, I'll absolutely post some stuff to Discord. Hoping to upload a daily vlog on YouTube. You absolutely should do something on YouTube if you can. Red Rebellion, it is World Cup year, so main targets won't be looking to jump clubs at this point. Liverpool will do their business in the summer, as we always tend to do. And Jabba says, Key will know this. US la toilette. US la Old Trafford. David says Senegal 2, Egypt 1. And Adam says, do you give Forest a chance on Saturday? I think they can get a point. Yeah, listen, you can never back against the Sean Dyche side, especially at home. They're very, very resilient, very robust. They'll frustrate Arsenal. I think if they can hold out till half-time, there's always a chance that they can pinch at the very least a draw. Maybe even would be a surprise. Maybe Forest do get an early goal. Who knows? Cherky's goal last night was class, though. It was, yeah. James Withers, do you see all your hate comments and do you think it's fair? Do I think it's fair? That's a really good question, actually. Do I think it's fair? Well, I don't know if it's fair. I mean, people can say what they want to say. Mate, honestly, it has absolutely zero impact on me. Zero. Not a single thing. And it's, it's just, if people want to say what they want to say, if it makes them feel better in that moment, then that's cool. Come and say it. That's fine. I'm happy for. I would much rather them say it to me than bottle it up and take it out on the cat like Kurt Zuma. You know, I'd much rather them get it out. If you've got some frustrations, get it out on the stranger on the internet. That's fine. That's no problem. Get it out on the stranger on the internet. Hey, shouldn't really be doing that. Reggie says, who is Semenyo's national team and why is he not at the AFCON? Oh, sorry, sir has already answered it. Yeah, he's Ghanaian. King Kaya says, are you going to be watching the Chelsea-Arsenal game or Morocco-Nigeria? I'm going to be watching Chelsea-Arsenal. Jabba says, amazingly, Dyche has beat Arsenal in his first match in charge of Everton. I remember that. Yeah. And Daz says, oye, Key, un concurso al medio tempo. Okay. I don't know. I shouldn't be reading out because honestly, someone will give me a really awful spot. I trust you, Dan. And I trust you. You can't be giving me any dodgy Spanish phrases to read out because I'll probably end up reading them and it'll be rude. And I have to take responsibility for that. But yes, I am going to be live for Chelsea Arsenal after this. James says you can't say fur properly. How do I say fur? Fair. Is that how you say it? How do you say it, James? Fair. Fair? It's not very fair. Fair. Fur. Listen, I don't know. What are you kicking off about? Jake, hope you're well, Key. Jake, I hope you're well, mate. How are you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in the live, so hopefully you're good, mate. Lexi says, haters give you activity, you gotta love them, having nothing better to do but help you out. Well, yeah, I mean, look, they do help in that way, but it's honestly, if people will still do it. You want to see some of the messages I get. You want to see some of the actual, like, DMs, direct messages I get. It's like proper, borderline calling the police type of stuff. ADHD gamer, let's do a quiz, Key. Yeah, go on, let's do a quiz. Go on, let's not talk about it. Let's do a quiz. Timbo says, get it out on the stranger on the internet. Your list of horrific quotes is growing. Egypt need to get the likes of Marmoush and Salah on the ball in transition, and Jake's is still living a nightmare, mate. Still here, though. Keep going. Keep going. Tomorrow, mate, the sun will rise. Keep going. It gets better. It does, I promise you. It will get better. It always does. Life gets better. Just keep going. You're a good guy. The ADHD gamer says, let's do a halftime quiz. Sorry, yes, let's do a halftime quiz. So, halftime quiz. Right, come on. Halftime quiz. I did prepare one as well, but I haven't written them down on here, so that's not very good preparation. But I know what the quiz is. So, I want you to tell me if you can. So, hang on, it's coming. Right. I want you to tell me the top 10, because we've not got long till the second half kicks off. I want you to tell me the top 10 Egyptians in the Premier League by goal contributions. So goals and assists. Spit it out, man. Sorry. The suspense is killing me. Timbo, sorry for messaging with death threats last night, Key. I was pissed. Jake, thanks, Key. Means way more than you think. Mate, listen, always here. Genuinely, always here, mate. And please do keep coming back in. It really, you genuinely... I need you more than you need me. Trust me, I do think about you from time to time, and I promise you, when you don't pop back in for a while, I'm wondering how Jake's getting on. So make sure you keep coming back in, mate. Salah may be in there. Outside chance, he is number one. Yes, Mo Salah is correct. Trezeguet, Adam, yes. Top 10 Egyptians, this is what we're doing. Top 10 Egyptians by number of goals contributed in the Premier League. Fire them away. Get them in the chat right now. It is Trezeguet, Salah, One sec. Yep, sorry, El Ghazi is correct. El Ghazi is in there. Yep, he is number 4. No, sorry, number 5. Number 5. Mido is number 2, correct. Mido is number 2, Timbo, correct. Any others in the chat? Keep them coming. Salah, Marmoush. Yes, Marmoush is number 6. El Neni, number 8. El Mohammadi, number 3. So we've got Salah, we've got Mido, we've got El Mohammadi, we've got Trezeguet, Marmoush, El Neni, and El Ghazi. Who else have I missed? Has anyone else said ones I've not said? No, there's 3 left to get. You've got 1, 2, you've got 7. You got 7. Yeah, there's 3 left to get. There's 3 left to get. You've already got this. We're looking at, just by the way, if you're joining the chat, we are currently doing the top 10 Egyptians in the Premier League history with the most goal contributions in the Premier League. Number 1 is Mo Salah. Number 2 is Mido. Number 3 is Ahmed El Mohammadi. 5 Trezeguet. 6 El Ghazi. 7 Marmoush. 8 El Neni. I need number 4, number 7, and number 9 off you. Not Ahmed Hassan. Ali Al-Habsi is from Oman. And he was a goalkeeper. Keep them coming. I got up with jail before Maduro. Genuinely can't think of many Egyptians. El Shirawi is spiritually Egyptian, but he's Italian. El Neni. Amir Zaki. There you go. Reggie Watts has got Amir Zaki. What a player he was. Came in from Wigan, scored an overhead kick at Anfield as Wigan won, and had an unbelievable half season in the Premier League, and then just decided to not turn up for the rest of the Premier League season. That was basically Amir Zaki's Premier League career in a nutshell. So there you go. Amir Zaki is correct. There's 2 more left for you to get. One is a player who played for... It's not El Yunusi. No, El Yunusi's Norwegian, isn't he? One is a player who played for Spurs. He was a midfielder who played for Spurs. He also briefly played for Derby County. He is number 10 on the list. An Egyptian midfielder who played for Spurs. Can you remember? Played for Spurs. He also played for the Ajax, I think, as well. He came out of the Ajax. Did he come out of the Ajax Academy? No, he didn't. He didn't. Ignore that. Feyenoord it was. He was at Feyenoord. I knew he was in Holland. Yeah, Feyenoord. He was at Feyenoord for a while. Moved to Spurs 2006 to 2009. And then he went to Derby on loan. And then he's been back in Egypt ever since, pretty much. It's not Abu Trika. It's not John Atwee. Let's have a look on Twitch. Sorry. Hossam Ghali, Wally. Hossam Ghali is correct. And the last one, the final one, just as we're about to kick off for the second half, was a centre-back who I'm surprised many of you haven't got. He was a centre-back who played for West Brom. And he was a central part of Egypt's centre-backs over the last however many years. Hossam Ghali, you got it right, Scouseby. We've got one more still to get. A centre-back who played... Yeah, you've got it. You basically got him there. Owen Andrews has got him, and Adam JFT 97. It's Hegazi, Ahmed Hegazi, centre back for Michael Dawson. Yeah, the famous Egyptian Michael Dawson. Yeah, it's Hegazi. Hegazi played for West Brom for many years. Did he also play for Hull? Hegazi. Ahmed Hegazi still currently plays. He plays in the Saudi Pro League for Neom, but he played for West Brom for 4 years. 4 or 5 years in the Premier League, Ahmed Hegazi. Right, we're off for the second half. Off for the second half here, and there's already a foul. Idrissa Gana Gueye kicking in to the Egypt number 10. Adam says, how's he in the top 10 goal contributions? He only needed 2. He needed 2 to get number... Was he number 8 or number 9? Yeah, there wasn't that many. There really wasn't that many. Ramadan Sobhi was number 11. Anwar El Ghazi was like 6 with 8. So there you go. Make of that what you will. And Mo Salah was quite comfortably near the top. Trezeguet has come on for Egypt. Wally says, I've never heard of the bloke. Lucky you. He was an absolute beast of a centre-back. Absolute beast of a centre-back. Dominated during the COVID years at West Brom. He was like a tough, uncompromising centre-back. He was actually quite good. Played for Fiorentina for a spell as well. Jabber says, the only way we get a goal is if Gay slaps a teammate. Do you know what? Someone said to me the other day, Jabber, I don't know if you've seen this. It's not a meme, but it's a joke that's gone round. Everton's last 2 red cards have been as a result of fighting and clapping sarcastically. And someone put, it sounds like a reason you're thrown out of a kid's birthday party. Fighting with teammates and clapping sarcastically. The reasons for Everton's 2 last red cards sounds like reasons you get thrown out of a kid's birthday party. Maybe not you get thrown out, but, you know, you shouldn't be at a kid's birthday party, but you know what I mean? Kids getting thrown out of kids' birthday parties. Timbo, just check again. Are you sure Dawson isn't there? I think he was dual nationality, Dawson. Michael Hassan Dawson. He was no Sol Bamba, I'm sure. Sol Bamba. Remember Neil Warnock saying Sol Bamba was better than Virgil van Dijk? Jack's backup says, what do you think of Conor Gallagher to Tottenham? It's a really smart signing, and it's a really smart move, I think, from Conor Gallagher. He comes back to the Premier League. He gets regular minutes. I think he'll probably be Tottenham's best. Certainly most experienced, but probably the best starting centre mid. He's always available, isn't he, Conor Gallagher? Generally, he's got a pretty decent fitness record, or he has done in recent years. So I would imagine Conor Gallagher goes straight into that team, starts every week, and if he ever was going to get a chance to play regularly for England, I think he can do that at Spurs. If he starts regularly, he might make his way into the England World Cup squad. He certainly isn't going to do that at Atletico Madrid. Jabba says the ref is just about qualified to referee a children's party. And Timo says, sad that he severed his Chelsea ties, though. Would you say he has now? What? Because he's gone to Spurs? I didn't realise that was such a big rivalry, really, Chelsea-Spurs. Hey, how you up, Andy? How's it going? We were just chatting about Everton. How are you doing, Andy? Adam says, definitely not as good as Titus Bramble or Callum Chambers. Titus Bramble, I'll not have a bad word said about Titus Bramble. Jack's backup says, we hijacked Gallagher from Villa last night. I only knew about it last night. That's how quiet it was. Yeah, it's a very quick one that's gone through. There's quite a few deals that have moved very quickly in January. And yet, surprisingly, every Liverpool fan has been saying, day 1 of January, we need a centre-back. Day 1 of January, we need a centre-mid. We're not going to get either now. Not going to get either. Timbo says severed is probably extreme, but it's a big rivalry. Chelsea fans aren't exactly happy. Here's Element and Die. Oh, claim for a corner. You're not getting that one. Going good. Good lad. Reggie says they absolutely hate each other, to be fair. You have to think for decades they had nothing better to do than to fight over who's the second best team in London. Oh, shade from Reggie. Reggie coming in, throwing windmills there. Timbo, what's your retort as a Chelsea fan? Egypt now. Salah out to the left-hand side. There's just not been anything in the way of clear action for them to go forward. Salah, he's been blocked off at every turn and sort of crowded out every time he's got on the ball. Reece, Crystal Palace are the second best team, to be fair. Crystal Palace. Certainly South London. South London. South London forever. We're going to have to hear that. Oh no, we're not going to hear that awful song. The awful song will come in the second leg, won't it? Ronnie, hey Key, you doing the Chelsea-Arsenal game? I am indeed, sir, yes. Yeah, Chelsea-Arsenal straight after this one. Senegal down the right-hand side. It's going to be a corner kick. Good block from the centre-back there. Timbo, don't need to retort. We just put our European medals on the table. Cold. That wasn't very smooth, Key. Tried to have a drink of an empty water bottle. I swear, I have just thrown that down there, but I swear to God, that's not like... I can imagine now if I'm watching this stream where you are, I'm probably thinking that all around it's just like a pile of just mess and water. It really isn't, I promise you. I've just thrown that to the side. I do take it. I do clean up after I've finished the stream. Cold but true. Smooth Key. The Liquidated is a much better tune. Chelsea. Oh, I feel all dirty now. Jack says, you Liverpool fans would be good with Schlotterbeck from Dortmund to replace Van Dijk when he goes. Anyone at this point, mate, honestly. Anyone at all. We just need somebody to come in because Kanate has already made his mind up that he's going. Kanate he's actually been quite good. He has actually, I think he will want to leave on good terms, but at the same time, like, how motivated can you be as you get towards the end of the season? He's going to be thinking about making sure that he doesn't fail his medical at the end of the season, so he's not going to put as much effort in for the last month or so. Doesn't make any sense at all. Keeping him and having him be the starting centre-back. I think we'd better off go and get someone now. Jabber, don't like him. We know what a streamer's studio floor looks like. Sticky and creaky. Sticky and creaky, allegedly. Reggie, you'd probably be better off supporting Palace and teaching Tony. Says, I feel so much less anxious after coming back from jail. Thank you, PLD. You're the man. Mate, just don't be threatening solicitors. Just don't be doing that. I'll send you straight back to county. We need you on the lives, mate. We need you contributing in here. You can't be doing that from San Quentin. Sorry, I'm taking the. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm really glad you're out, mate. I'm really glad, and you're back, enjoying life, and mingling with us reprobates. Different kind of jail. Trust the Process says, hello Key, how have you been, mate? Been very good. Yeah, a little bit tired and not slept very well, so I'm going to struggle to make, probably not going to be my energetic self for, I don't know if you'd ever use the word energetic to describe me. I might even be a little bit delirious because I've not had that much sleep. But I've got to try and find a way to, not fall asleep during this game and the Chelsea-Arsenal game, and unfortunately, this game has been absolutely dire so far. Straight back to county is crazy work. It's all love. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's it, mate. No, it really is good to see you back. It really is. And Dan says, Key, do you remember Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer starting fighting and both being sent off? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and Souness was manager, and Souness said to both of them in the dressing room after, apparently, allegedly, if you believe this, I don't know how true it is, but allegedly, they got back in the dressing room and Souness walked in and took his t-shirt off and said, right, come on, I'll have both of you. How true that is, I don't know, but it certainly certainly seems to be in line with Graham Souness's persona. Timbo says, that's the new mixtape from Key, Sticky and Creaky by MC Keychains. Bruv. Jack says, what do you think, Klopp going to Madrid potentially? He's number one on the list of managers. I don't think Klopp comes out of retirement, mate. I think he's done as a manager now. Thomas, all right, Key, how you doing, mate? I'm very good, thank you, sir. How are you? Be yourself, Dylan. Napoli 0, Parma 0, and Timbo says, someone clip Key singing that. Please, for the love of God, do not. Trust the process. I think it's going to be 1-1, and it'll go to penalties, which Senegal will win. Oh, no, don't go to pens. If it goes to extra time and penalties, legitimately, we might actually struggle. We might actually struggle for the Chelsea-Arsenal game. What time Chelsea-Arsenal kick off? 8 o'clock. So this one would be there's another 35 minutes left in this one, so this would finish at 5-7. There'd be maybe 30. It's gonna be a really tight finish. I'm literally gonna have to end the live and start a new one up for Chelsea Arsenal. The old George Michael. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Timbo, Obama blood clot young. Obama who? Obama what? Senegal strike. Easy for El Shanawi. Jake, how's it going? Clarky, is this the same Graham Souness that hates Paul Pogba? He doesn't hate Paul Pogba. But he's got very high expectations of midfielders. Definitely. 3-star, I'd love to see Mo Salah have a shot on target. I'd love to see anyone have a shot on target at this point. Either team. Either one of these would be... It'd be fantastic if they had a shot on target. Any one of them. Don't forget, if you're new around here and you're watching, please do 2 things for me. First off, hit like on the video. Second thing, make sure you followed and subscribed. We've got Chelsea against Arsenal coming up straight after this game. So, yeah, please do stick around, hit like, hit subscribe, and we're straight on for Chelsea and Arsenal after this game finishes. Thomas, I'm okay, cheers. What is this semi-final? Yeah, this semi-final, Senegal, Egypt. Straight after that is Nigeria against Morocco, sorry. Yeah. Graham Souness is a great slander name. Gilbert Tembo, watching from Zambia. Yes, Gilbert, lots of love to Zambia. The Chipolo Polo did fantastically well in this tournament, didn't they? Patson Daka with a great goal, a memorable late goal for the Chipolo Polo, the Copper Bullets. On a permo, I hate Graham Souness. Why do you hate Graham Souness? My big brother's named after Graham Souness. Shitbag Thomas. Teaching Tony extra time and pens after. Yep, extra time and pens straight after this. Adam says he really didn't like Pogba. He even implied Pogba should be mentoring Lingard when he's younger than Lingard. I know, but to be fair, Lingard's got like the mental age of about 14, hasn't he, to be fair? He was always a little bit immature. Jailings. Everton boy, where can we watch it? It's on E4, mate. If you're in the UK, you can watch it on E4. It's live right now on E4. There's a corner kick for Senegal. Trezeguet has just potentially elbowed. Is it Garnagay or Papgay? I don't know who's gone down here. Souness had this really weird obsession with hating on United players. I mean, he's a Liverpool ex-manager, legend, Liverpool fan. It's probably not that surprising that he had a bit of an axe to grind. And also, to be fair, Souness, I actually think when he says what he says, he is actually sincere that he believes that. I think with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, there is an element of... Like, if you look at Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville is not really liked by a lot of the United fans now because he always has a pop at the club and has a pop at the players and has a real go at certain players, and the fans don't really like him. It's the same with Jamie Carragher in Liverpool as well. Jamie Carragher gets loads of stick from Liverpool fans because he's very hypercritical of you know, our players and our manager and you know, maybe isn't acting like a Liverpool fan should, let's say. So I think they go too far the other way with it. They try and address the balance of not wanting to appear too biased, and they go too far the other way. Whereas Souness just, I don't feel like he ever could. I feel like he was, I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm going to tell you that I hate everything about Man United. On a permo, I don't like Souness' attitude 90% of the time, plus he's a die-hard. Ah, okay. Jabba says in the States it's on beIN Sports, yet another subscription which I don't have. All these subscriptions, they certainly make the money out of us, don't they? Reggie, is it that weird? He was a Liverpool legend after all. Hating United is in his DNA. Yeah, that's my thinking as well. Trust the process. My top 5 in the Prem will be first Arsenal, second City, third Liverpool, fourth Villa, fifth Man United. You think Man United get fifth? I don't think Man United are finishing above Chelsea. Certainly not finishing above Chelsea. I actually don't think United finish above... I think they finish above Newcastle, if I'm honest. Graham Souness is a Rangers reject, and Timbo says, I want to find a partner who loves me as much as Souness hates Pogba. And Ronnie, oh, I hate Neville now, especially when he commentates on United games. Yeah, he always feels like he goes over the top, doesn't he? 3 Star says, many years ago, I was not a big fan of Graham Souness, but what he did last year for the young girl to raise money for her treatment and the bond he formed with her and her family, what a legend. He is genuinely a really, really lovely man. Like, a properly, genuinely lovely, lovely man. Oh, very nearly. That's probably the first half chance of the game. The ball floated in there, and it very nearly got flicked on before El Shenawi could get to it. Trust the process. I think they'll get 5th and Carrick fits their team. I think Chelsea, with their current form, just miss out. That's a bold, bold shout, that, Timbo. What do you think? Chelsea don't even make the top 5. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chelsea haven't been incredibly impressive recently, but I don't think they are... I don't think they're going to get... I don't think they're going to finish lower than 5th. And United, I just don't see them finishing. I actually think 7th or 8th maybe. I actually think Brighton and Spurs might even have a late run and finish above United. You need to tickle him with some celery. Get the celery out. That's gonna be the first one on the merch. Whenever we do Premier League Dad merch, we'll have get the celery out. The Chinese, great bunch of lads. Tugging in the box. What else have we done tonight? Getting it out on the internet for strangers, or whatever we said earlier. Yeah. Jabba says, I'm still predicting United having Dyche next January. Dyche at the Old Trafford wheel. Oh, he's so nauseating, isn't he? Jabba, Adam, Liam Rosenior may shock us because he's not under pressure. I actually think Liam Rosenior is a very good manager. I don't necessarily think he's a Chelsea appointment, and I'm not convinced that he gets a lot of time at Chelsea, but I think he's a very good manager. Define Young. How did we forget? Define Young. Erdy, hey, Erdy Gaming. How's it going, Erdy? Sarah says, can we please smash the likes and subscribe? Thank you very much, Sarah. Yeah, please do. If you're new around here, please do click like and subscribe. And trust the process. I was expecting goals. These teams do have goal scorers. This game is just so disappointing. It's been really disappointing, hasn't it? We've not really seen any chances, let alone goals. Not really seen any chances for either team. It's been very disappointing. 65 minutes in, not a single chance really in the game. Timbo, if you based it on press conferences alone, he's the best in the league. He's a great talker. There's a little bit of the... he reminds me a little bit of like Will from The In-Betweeners in many ways. Like he's a little bit of a... I don't know, like a confident dweeb. You know what I mean? Like he is. I do like him a lot. I think he's a good manager. Vincent Jamie Lane says, up the posh, Williams ball is getting us promotion, key mate, just like I said when you covered us against Stockport. Up the posh, yeah. Peterborough coming up. Ronnie says, I think both teams are cancelling each other out. Egypt, I think, are almost playing for penalties. It's getting to that point now where they're just so deep. They're not committing any bodies forward when they get the ball. I think they're sitting in here and trying to take it to penalties. Too easy that for El Shenawi. Closer you get to a final, the less risk teams take. Very, very true. And Erdy says, I'm good. What about you? I'm very good, mate. Thank you. Yeah, good. Thank you very much for asking. Timbo, he nearly did Jose in his first presser. I'm not arrogant. I'm just good at what I do. Like it. Yeah, nothing wrong with confidence, is there? Reggie, I've hated his press conferences. He seems so full of himself. I know, but that's very Chelsea, isn't it? That is very Chelsea. It does feel... Chelsea are a club who, like, very smug. Very smug. They're not a working class club. When I think of Chelsea, I think of, yeah, hoity-toity, bankers in the city. And I did say bankers. You going watching the Chelsea this weekend, mate? Yeah, absolutely. You getting the bags in? But yeah, that's my perception anyway of Chelsea. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Egypt down the left-hand side. So yeah, they do suit a manager and need a manager with an element of arrogance to them. We're at our best when everyone hates us. That's it. Absolutely. Reminds me of Nolan Ryan. It ain't bragging if you can do it. Oh, I like that. That's a very good shout. Yeah. Nolan Ryan. Bankers with a capital W. Nolan Ryan, the American baseball pitcher. It ain't bragging if you can do it. I'm going to remember that. The Ryan Express. Clarkey, when I think of Chelsea, I think of red cards. They get them mostly every game. Yeah, lack of discipline maybe in recent years. 3-star says, wishing dice on Man United is sailing close to the wind for a time out, my friend, and I'm not keen on United. 3-star, you genuinely have my sympathies. Forest deserve better. Well, I was going to say, Jabba's lived it with dice, haven't you, mate? You've been through it. So you're almost kindred spirits, you two, at the minute. Dice Support Club. The Premier League Dad Dice Support Club. Trust the process says, I love Mikel's press conferences. I'm not saying that because I'm kind of a fan of him. I'm saying it's because he brushes off these trolling questions without thinking twice. Yeah, Mikel Arteta's very arrogant. Honestly, that is certainly in my case. I think that's the reason most people dislike Arsenal. There's a little bit of the fan base as well. Like, the fan base are a little bit obnoxious, but I think that comes from the manager. Manager's so obnoxious for a guy who's won nothing. For a guy who's won absolutely nothing. Like, he's mega, mega obnoxious. And just a little element of humility wouldn't go amiss. Because I really liked Arsenal growing up. I am genuinely not an Arsenal hater. But I intensely dislike him. Yeah, Mikel Arteta. I hate the style of football. I hate how arrogant he is with it. I hate the fact that he's so arrogant combined with the fact that he's so unsuccessful. It's all that stuff. It's just a total lack of self-awareness. Timbo says, West London is like any other part of London. Rich parts, poor parts, right next to each other. Yeah, I get it. Well, yeah, that's also true. Most of the fan base. Adam says Chelsea were unbearable before Roman arrived. The Chelsea pensioners, the Chelsea flower. That was all I knew Chelsea as, though. Before Roman arrived, they were always that club that used to sign really good players who were in the, like, past their peak. Deschamps, past his peak. Zola, 30. I mean, he wasn't past his peak necessarily. He was still fantastic, but he was 30 when they signed him. George Weah, Marcel Desailly. You know, they went out and signed very good players who were later in their career, the Chelsea pensioners. And they always tended to do quite well. I actually quite like Chelsea. Gus Poyet at Chelsea was phenomenal. Chelsea had quite a light... I was going to say they had quite a light side before Abramovich. There's a lot to like about that Chelsea side. Didn't like Graham Lasso, but I liked Ed De Hoy. I think Ed De Hoy was a really likeable goalkeeper. I liked what was his name? Dan Petrescu. Dan Petrescu suffering from cancer at the minute as well. Poor fella. Sending all our love to Dan Petrescu. Didn't think I'd say that on a live anytime soon, but yeah, not nice. Sarah says you can be smug if you win something, but being smug after winning F-all just makes you a capital W. Egypt now on the right-hand side to pour that pass into Salah. And Swifty says, I've just seen the big club spending since 2020. Chelsea obscene. It's true enough. Good ball down the right-hand side. Egypt win it back. Here's Illiman and Die. Didn't know that, bloody hell. Get better soon, Dan. Yeah, it was... He's been diagnosed with aggressive bone cancer. I think it was, yeah. He's undergoing treatment for aggressive bone cancer. Poor fella. Surprisingly, Spurs have spent more than Liverpool and Arsenal since 2020. Trust the process says my prediction for Chelsea-Arsenal is 2-1. Arsenal, Saka opens the scoring for Arsenal. Enzo to equalise, and Gabby scores from a corner in the 92nd. Vincent Jamie Lane says, Gus Poyet, great player. First South American to score 50 Premier League goals. Was he really? Oh, hey, there you go. Abdul, respondez s'il vous plaît. Bonjour, Abdul. Timbo says Petrescu was the original attacking fullback in England. Yeah. Plus he had a TV show named after him. Not many fullbacks get that. Di Matteo was also class. Yeah, Di Matteo was fantastic. Scored a fabulous goal in the cup final as well, didn't he? Adam, I meant the fans were unbearable even before Roman arrived. Well, yeah, I wouldn't know too much about that. Before Roman arrived, I didn't really have... I'd never been to London before Roman arrived. That wasn't what prompted me to go down to London, but I was only really young before, kind of in the early, mid-90s and late 90s. I hadn't been to London. Brendan says, second I join, the word I hear is Arteta. Maybe they have a point key. Oh, yeah, you've probably got me there, actually. But again, it's chat-led. It's very much chat-led. It's also game-led. I wouldn't be speaking about Arteta or Chelsea right now. We're actually speaking mostly about Chelsea. And spending and different things. Plus, poor Dan Petrescu. But yeah, I wouldn't be speaking about these things if the game wasn't so terrible. The game's been awful. Timbo says Petrescu's daughter is called Chelsea as well. What a man. Oh, that's really sweet, actually. Chelsea Petrescu. It's quite a cool name, actually. Right, corner to Senegal. Ball whipped in. Egypt head it away at the front post. Strike from distance. And die miles wide. Trust the process. I sometimes hate Mikel at the same time. Despite liking him, he just scares me with saying someone's injured when they're not. Who knows if it's the medical staff or him. And Reggie, would you rather he just told the whole world who's fit and who isn't? Can't give the opposition free information. Do you know what? It was exactly the same with Arne Slot. Liverpool fans were having a pop at Arne Slot for that last night. That wasn't last night. No, night before. Whenever it was. Adam, let me tell you, Key, Chelsea fans have never been a pleasant bunch. Well, I mean, again, yeah, I can imagine that because we all saw the train incident. But yeah, I can't really comment about before that because I don't know. Every fan base has got the divvies, haven't they? Like anything, I guess. I was the loudest on that train. I stand by it. Oh my God. Oh, gallows humour, Timbo. Gallows humour. Jabba says, well, if Rory is a typical Chelsea fan. Do you know what? I don't mind Rory. I don't mind Rory. Again, he's one of them, like, very, very articulate, says a lot without saying anything, or says very little while saying a lot, which is probably better than me. I can't even get my words right. But yeah, I don't mind Rory. I'm okay with Rory, I think. There is some stuff, again, like, my big bugbear with any content creator is just sincerity and authenticity. That's it. Like, I know you have to play the game, you have to be the cartoon character, and you've got to, let's say this because it'll get a load of likes, and the people are very good at it. And, and like, who am I to talk it down? If Goldbridge is saying that's what you have to do to get big and whatever, then, great. But I feel like as soon as, if your whole viewpoint is built on straw, someone challenges it, you kind of fall by the wayside very quickly, and it just makes you look a bit of a tit. You've got to at least have a point that you can reasonably defend. And you can only have points that you reasonably defend if you believe in them, in my opinion. Timbo, we Chelsea fans love our 4-syllable words like microcosm. Jabber, I watch both Rory and Goldbridge for the entertainment. Again, yeah, if you like what you like. Rage bait Rory. On a permo, most of the West Ham fans and Chelsea fans are born with a squint anyway. Born with a squint? In what sense? Reggie, there's no difference between Chelsea and West Ham fans in my head. They reckon they're polar opposites, but if you squint, they all look and sound the same. Oh, God. I was going to say that's the same with Newcastle and Sunderland fans, isn't it, really? But I might just alienate half of the Newcastle and Sunderland fans. Senegal now driving forward. Still a little bit cumbersome. Into the box. Last 12 minutes plus added time. Are we going to get a goal here in normal time? Strike from distance. Too easy. Oh, what a strike that is. Is it going to count? Is it going to count? Is it going to count? It is. It's Sadio Mané. Oh, my goodness me. What a strike that is. There might be a check on this one because it kind of bounced up. It looked like it hit him on the hand. Oh, my God. I'm so excited. We've actually got a goal in this game. And it's a rocket from Sadio Mané. And it might well be enough to send Senegal through to the final. I can't see Egypt getting back into this one. They've done nothing all game. Absolutely nothing all game. And then all of a sudden, there's a strike from distance. It bounces up. Salah's going speaking to the ref. He's saying, check it for a hand. Check it for a hand. I'm telling you, there might be a handball check in this one. But the ball falls. Watch this one. As it comes back out to... He's not offside. Oh, he might be offside in the build-up. It's whether they want to go back all the way to that. If they go that far back, this goal might be getting ruled out. Oh, and then there's a claim for the handball on Sadio Mané as well. Could be two things here that are going to get this ruled out. Let's watch it. The Sadio Mané strike is absolutely phenomenal. If they show the handball before it, though, that's going to be the real check. I think this one might get ruled out, I've got to say. Mané beating Salah again. Salah's going to be shadow boxing on his way to the hotel. El Hadj Diouf. I hate seeing that rat bag bloody celebrating. Sadio Mané is not happy. He's saying no chance. He's saying it's not a handball. It's whether or not it's an offside. If they give the goal, what's happening? It's still a check. Still a check. Has he give it? Has he give it? He has. He's give it. He's give it. The goal stands. Senegal 1, Egypt 0. There you go. I thought that might be ruled out, but no. It is absolutely standing, and Senegal now 1-0 up. 10 minutes left. Plus injury time. Egypt have got a job to do. Egypt have got to try and turn this round now. I thought that might be offside in the build-up. I thought there might be a handball, but no. It is going to be an absolutely... That's a goal, and a fantastic goal as well. Hey, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you've got your name on when you subscribe, I can actually see your username and I can read your name out if you subscribe. LJ says, hi, Key. How are you doing? I'm good, mate. How are you? Timbo Mané and his 15-year-old wife celebrate wildly. Very much alleged. LJ says, was there a Sadio Mané chant at Liverpool? God, it's been that long now, and it doesn't feel like it, but was there a Sadio Mané chant? I think there was. I think it was it not just, oh, Mané, Mané? No. It was a really simple one. I don't think we had a particularly good, like, all the best chants have been for players who, like, Jota's was really good. Luis Diaz's was fantastic. But a lot of the other ones, like, for the best players, are a little bit meh. Like, yeah, they're not always the best chants for the best players. I don't think Sadio Mané ever did have a song, really. Sugar, sugar, yeah. Leon, who scored for Senegal? It was Sadio Mané. And now Senegal driving into the box. They might be able to make this 2 if they get this right. Edge of the box. Chance. Great strike over the bar. It might be a goal kick. Is it corner? No, goal kick. Jabber says, I guess we still have to wait for Ndai and Ghana then. No, you would have had to wait for Ndai and Ghana anyway, because they have a third place playoff to play. Yeah, they've got a third place playoff to play as well. So it wouldn't have mattered, mate, even if they'd have gone out in this round. Still got to play a stupid, pointless third place playoff. They still wouldn't have been back in time for Everton Villa this weekend. But you might get them back for the week after. Timbo, it's always the random players who get the best chance. Ours were for Loftus-Cheek and Bakayoko. Yeah, I mean, look, Chiesa. Federico Chiesa's chant is unbelievable. Everyone loves the Chiesa chant. Guy barely plays. Life of Reese says, how is Diarra playing? Diarra got a booking in the first half, which means that he is going to miss the final. So, good news for you, I guess, mate. He's been okay. He's not really done an awful lot, but then again, Senegal haven't really done an awful lot. But Habib Diarra got booked in the first half, a little bit unjustly, but as a result now, he is suspended for the final. So, yeah, Habib Diarra will not play anymore in this AFCON after these final 10 minutes. Will he miss the third place player? No, mate, they're in the final. Senegal are winning, so he'll miss the final. Andy, when is the final? It's on Sunday, and I'm live for it. Sunday night, it is. And I think it's going to be Senegal-Nigeria, in my opinion. Oh, he's got a corner. Corner to Egypt. Timbo says Egypt wins 7 AFCONs, but 0 with Salah. That is actually crazy. And Life of Reese, I doubt he'll come back, though, as he'll want to stay with his team. Yeah, he's not... They won't release any players until after the tournament is finished. So at the very least, you're getting him back maybe Tuesday next week. Egypt with the header off the corner. Miles over the bar. Miles over the bar. So this one will finish in about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15 minutes or so. And then I will be back on at 7:30 for Arsenal against Chelsea. Timbo, do you think the Trent, Salah, goal City key? Yeah, I think Trent will. Salah, I'm not 100% sure on. Salah, I don't really know what's going to happen with Salah when he gets back. I'd love it if we could reintegrate him back in the side. Because he's apologised and, you know, he's a Liverpool legend. I'd love him to finish his career in a better way than he has done. But at the end of the day, he's got to come back and assimilate and get stuck in and also remember that he's a team player. And Dye has come on for Nicholas Jackson and Illiman and Dye has gone off. Jabba, I'm going to miss Sunday, sadly. Other commitments. Hey, no worries, mate. You come in when you need to, when you're able to. Always good to see you. Life of Reese, we got Siddiqui, the Kante regen. All is okay. Big last 5 minutes for Senegal and for Egypt. Big last 5 plus injury time. Oh, player gone down off the ball here. Andy says Ndiaye has been linked to Tottenham, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Are we on about Illiman Ndiaye there, Andy? Illiman Ndiaye. I don't... I mean, I'd be very surprised if he did. I think he's a perfect... I think he's at his level at Everton. I think that's a great club for him. I think it's a club where he'll be lauded, he'll be worshipped, and he'll be treated really well, and he'll be probably the best player at the team. Whereas if he goes to Newcastle, Villa, or Tottenham, he'll just be another player. He doesn't contribute enough for me, Andy. I really like Illiman Ndiaye, just to be sure. I really like him as a player. I don't think he contributes anywhere near enough to be at a big club. And when I say big club, I don't mean that as a knock against Everton. I mean a big club, like a club that's competing in and around the Champions League, as Spurs, Villa, Newcastle are at the minute. I don't think he contributes anywhere near enough in terms of goals and assists to justify his place in there. And not even just goals and assists. In terms of chance creation, I think there was a stat. I think it was in October, or it might even have been in November. In November, just gone, there was a stat that came out that said, since the start of last season, Ashley Young has created more chances for Everton than Illiman Ndiaye. And he'd left the club 4 or 5 months. He's 40 and he'd left the club 4 or 5 months before. It's stuff like that. And I think even James Tarkowski created, and Idrissa Gana Gueye, James Tarkowski, Idrissa Gana Gueye made more big chances than Illiman Ndiaye last season. Illy won't be going anywhere this window in the summer. However, we're at risk of losing some real talent. If you're an Everton fan, I know you're an Everton fan, but who were you concerned about losing? I think Everton's big problem is that you've got a lot of young talent. James Garner maybe, but other than that, you've got a lot of young talent that hasn't quite bore fruit yet. You know, your Dibblings, your Barrys, Asnu. You've got players like that. Even Branthwaite needs to get back fit. I'm gonna clip Key calling us a small club. Christ, I'll never be able to set foot in Liverpool again. Timbo, I wonder if an African team would have won the World Cup by now. What if everyone with African heritage actually declared for those African teams? Honestly, I think FIFA should come up with a hard and fast rule that wherever you are born, that is where you are. So if your mum and dad are on holiday in Spain and you somehow, even though if you nothing to do with Spain, they just had it on when they were on holiday. They had an extended trip. Or you, I don't know, you were involved in a plane crash that went down in Madagascar. You play for the Madagascan side now. That's it. That is where you are. That's how it should be. I think it should just make a hard and fast rule that that's what it is now. None of this dual nationality nonsense. None of this, multiple citizenship and all that. No. That's who you play for. That's it. Because it's just country scouting players at this point, isn't it? Branthwaite. Did you see the Liverpool shirt? What Liverpool shirt? Do you think Branthwaite will go this summer? He's not kicked a ball this season, has he? Who's going to pay the sort of money that Everton want this summer? Like, I'll be honest, if Jared Branthwaite is fit, I'd love Jared Branthwaite at Liverpool. I'd have Jared Branthwaite at Liverpool. He's not fit. He's never fit. Got to get him fit. Big loss for Everton this season. Erdy says, which footballer do you think will be the best footballer in the world in the future? Probably Lamine Yamal, I think, the way that he's playing. Andy, even though he signed a new contract, there'll still be interest. And Peter, voila, Senegal is going to win this game. I agree, Peter, yeah. And Adam says the players for France are mostly born in Paris. Teaching Tony looks like my 5 is gone. Love you, PLD. God bless. You too, mate. Take it easy. Live to fight another day. You'll always get one more. Go again tomorrow. Abdi says in full time, amazing Senegal team. And Sarah says there were some Egyptians with the Liverpool kit on. Oh, in the stands. I didn't see it. But the strike from Sadio Mané is absolutely sensational. El Shenawi, no chance. Timbo, Key, I agree. Haaland is English. And Lisha, surely that doesn't mean you're that nationality. Is that Erling Haaland in the England side doesn't sound right? No. I guess what I'm saying is I think there should be some sort of a hard and fast rule that the first country you nominate, that's your country, right? And that's maybe one possible rule. You have to nominate a country. You have to nominate it at like 16 years of age, and that's your country. You don't get to change it later on if that country aren't interested in playing you. Like, there's a lot of people. There are players, we know that, right? They wanted to play for England, they weren't deemed good enough, and now they're going to play for Scotland at the World Cup. There's been players like that for Wales as well, and there's players like that for Ireland. There's been very good players for Ireland in recent years. I'm thinking Grealish, I'm thinking Rice, who should have been playing for Ireland. They played for Ireland all up to that point, and then, get a better chance to go into the World Cup with England. So, yeah, with a decent play, we'll go and play for England. Look at Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney was very close to playing for Ireland for Mick McCarthy. He was going to go and play for Ireland. And it was only when he got the call up, I think he said he got the call up at 16 to go and play for Ireland under Mick McCarthy. And when he got the call up, it was to go and play for the under-21s. And he just laughed and said, I'm not going playing for your under-21s. If I'm playing for you, I'm playing for the first team. And Mick McCarthy was like, yeah, just come over and play with the under-21s for the game and then see how you get on and da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, nah, no, you're all right. And he played for England like 6 months later. Salah coming back. No, Salah's not coming back, mate. He's not back for the Burnley game. He's got to stay for the third place playoff. So Salah will not be coming back for the Burnley game. He is not back for Burnley. Be yourself, Dylan. I was born in England, but I'm Scottish. Well, listen, I think out in the real world, you can call yourself whatever you want and declare yourself whatever nationality you want and have dual citizenship and all that. I don't think that's fine. I'm just saying in purely football terms, purely in the world of football, I have a major problem with players who declare for one country but are then scouted for multiple others. And then they pick a country, not based on how they feel in their heart, but because they'd get better, maybe career prospects of playing in a World Cup or something like that. That's what I think is a bit mad. What's my chances of playing in a World Cup with said country? Well, okay, I'll play for them. That's why there's a lot of African players, funnily enough. There's a lot of African players who have declared for Africa, and not just Africa, but Jamaica. Look how many English-born players have declared for Jamaica very late on in their careers. It's the same with African players. And plenty of African players who've only declared for, their African nations, their parents' nations maybe, many years after they started their career, because they maybe harboured hopes of playing for, I don't know, whoever, England or France or Portugal or wherever it might have been. Timbo, I'm technically older than the country I'm half from. Try and guess. South Sudan. South Sudan, I'm going to guess. I don't know. Go on. Serbia. No, you strike me as maybe a touch of Serbia. Oh, good strike from the edge of the box from Egypt. There's only 45 seconds left, and that might have been the last chance. Marmoush with a strike. Doesn't quite get it on target, or just about gets it on target. Egypt, they've got maybe one last chance here. El Shenawi is going to pump it forward into the box. Kosovo. Come on, 20 seconds to go. They've really not got long. The referee is getting hounded by these Senegal players. There's really not long left here. Long ball forward. Egypt win the header. Played into the box. That's a free kick, is it? No, he says get up. Referee's not having any of it. And he's about to put the whistle to his mouth here. And I think that might be it. That might be it. Is he going to blow up? Is he going to blow up? They're going to launch it into the box. We could have a late bit of drama here. That's it. Full time. Senegal into the final. Egypt are out. Mo Salah and Egypt out of the AFCON. Sadio Mané with a late winner, smashing it in from 30 yards out. Absolutely fantastic goal. Rocketed it into the bottom corner. There was a little bit of drama about it, but the Egypt players have fallen to the floor. Absolutely devastated. And there you go. Senegal 1, Egypt 0. Into the final, the Lions of Teranga go, and they will be facing one of Nigeria or Morocco. Who are they going to be facing? Who do you think? I think it is going to be a Senegal-Nigeria final, personally. But Mo Salah he's still got to play, by the way. He's still got to play a third-place playoff. So Mo Salah is going to be he's not going to be back for the Burnley game. Timbo, we're not fond of Serbia, to put it mildly. Last time Kosovo and Serbia played, the game was abandoned and they can't be drawn together anymore. Jesus, tonight. Liz just says will be Nigeria-Senegal final, yeah. Okay, good stuff. Right, if you haven't yet, please do 2 things for me. Please click like on the video. Also, if you can, please do click subscribe. I will be live in about 30 minutes, there or thereabouts. 30 minutes for Chelsea against Arsenal, Carabao Cup semi-final, first leg at Stamford Bridge. Big game. Fabulous game, this one in the AFCON. It wasn't great to watch, but it was a fabulous finish to the game, if nothing else. And we got a winner. There you go. So I'll see you in 30 minutes for Chelsea-Arsenal. See you soon.